Israeli Air Force has launched fresh strikes on southern suburbs of Beirut in a retaliatory move after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's home in Caesarea was targeted in a drone attack that was launched from Lebanon this morning. The Israeli Prime Minister's office confirmed that Netanyahu's private residence in Caesarea was targeted in the attack on Saturday morning. A PMO statement says Netanyahu and his wife Sarah were not at home at the time, and there were no injuries in the incident. The attack on the Prime Minister's home has reinforced the threat that Israel faces from Hezbollah's drone arsenal. Israel is confronting a critical challenge as its air defense resources are strained under recent drone attacks. 2 other drones fired from Lebanon this morning were shot down by air defenses, triggering sirens in Tel Aviv.
Drones are unlike rockets. They fly on a different flight path. They can move in different directions during their flight. They tend to go lower to the ground. They are slower and smaller than rockets and missiles. Taken together, this can make them much harder to detect. In fact, sometimes they're even mistaken as birds.
On Sunday, a drone penetrated 64 kilometers into Israeli territory. It reportedly slammed into a mess hall filled with troops eating dinner, killing 4 soldiers and wounding over 60 others. The drone attack on the Golani Brigade's base highlighted a critical gap in Israel's defenses. Hezbollah says the drone was able to penetrate the Israeli air defense radars without being detected and reach its target. It claimed it outsmarted Israel's air defenses by simultaneously launching dozens of missiles and squadrons of drones. Experts say Israel has spent years focusing on strengthening its air defense systems to improve protection against rockets and missiles, but drones were not seen as a top priority. In the current conflict, Israel's ability to detect and intercept drones has not been as successful as it has been against rockets and missiles. The Hezbollah group has launched roughly 1,500 surveillance and attack drones since it started its strikes on Israel in October 2023. We were earlier joined by our correspondent Jody Cohen on the phone, and this is what she told us.
Right, so the Prime Minister's office have given a statement in which they've confirmed that Netanyahu's home was targeted in a drone attack in Caesarea, which is just slightly north of the centre of the country. Nobody was home at the time, no one was hurt in the event, but there have been reports that part of the home have been hit. Now, this is Netanyahu's private residence. It's the place that he and his wife Sarah go to sometimes at the weekend, but of course most of the time they are in Jerusalem, Israel's capital. Now, this is said to have been a drone attack from Lebanon. 2 other drones were intercepted and sirens went off in the Tel Aviv area, and we're also hearing that 55 rockets have been fired towards several communities in northern Israel this morning around the Haifa area, and there have been reports of 5 people injured in those attacks. Now, in terms of Israel's drone defences, Israel has an array of missile defences, but we are seeing more drones getting through. The THAAD system has arrived from the United States, and Israel has reportedly asked for a second THAAD missile defence system. Israel has also asked the private sector to get involved on producing interceptors, and we know, for example, that Israel Aerospace Industries has said that they're working 24/7 to meet production goals.
We also spoke to Daniel Levy. Daniel is the president of the U.S. Middle East Project. He joined us earlier, and this is what he told us.
Israel has tremendous destructive capacity. We've seen that in the devastation in Gaza, the killing of 42,000 plus civilians. We don't know how many more are under the rubble, 16,000 children. The devastation of schools, hospitals, everything destroyed. But what we don't see is a military solution to everything, again, because there isn't one. And so those who are doing this close military cooperation with Israel might want to ask themselves whether this is such a great plan.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.